Okay folks, so today we're going to make two different types of hummus. So the first one is an original recipe hummus. So obviously you need some chickpeas for that. Now you can buy some dry chickpeas if you want, soak them overnight, and then you need to cook them for about 2 to 3 hours. Alternatively, you can just get the tinned chickpeas. These are what the chickpeas look after they've been cooked. So I had them soaked overnight for about 10 or 12 hours, and then I cooked them for 2 or 3 hours. Understandably, you probably won't want to do that, so it's just as easy to buy a tin of chickpeas. With the chickpeas, you're going to need some olive oil, some lemon, some sea salt, or regular salt is fine, some cracked pepper, some tahini, and then some garlic. Now, this recipe usually calls for a teaspoon of cumin, but I'm not the biggest fan of cumin, so I'm just going to leave it out this time. Our second part of our hummus then is going to be a roasted red pepper. So I basically just roasted these off a little bit earlier in some olive oil and some garlic. And then to that we're going to add a little teaspoon of chipotle paste because it's quite spicy. So when you have your hummus made, you're going to need something to dip it into. So what we're going to do is we're going to make our own kind of tortilla chips. Now if you can get corn tortillas, all the better, but if you can just get the plain flour ones, that's okay. So what you want to do is you just want to cut it like a pizza basically. So half, half and half again, and then you're left with these, and then you're just going to brush them with a little bit of olive oil, herbs and salt and pepper. And then we're just going to stick them on a baking tray and put them in the oven for about 5 or 6 minutes while they become nice and toasty. Then we let them cool down a bit. Okay, so let's get started. So just lightly brush your tortilla chips like this on both sides, and we're just going to leave them out flat on the tray. Okay, so now we have them trayed up. We're just going to get into the oven for about 4 or 5 minutes until they're crispy at about 170 degrees. So first we're just going to put a nice squeeze of fresh lemon juice in there. So about a nice tablespoon should do it. A tablespoon of tahini. So tahini paste basically is just ground roasted sesame seeds. Okay, that's it. Half teaspoon of sea salt, some ground black pepper, and about 3 or 4 tablespoons of olive oil to start, and see what your consistency is like. You basically want it a bit lighter than kind of a mashed potato would be, and then we're just going to buzz this. So I buzzed it just for about a minute, and it's still quite dry. It's not kind of consistency I want at the moment, but I'm going to pull a little bit aside because for this part, when I mix it with the red peppers, because there's a bit of water content in the red peppers, that's going to loosen that up a little bit more and get it to the same consistency as the original one would be once I add more olive oil to it. So I'm just going to buzz this a little bit more, give it another minute. I'm going to give it a drop more olive oil because it's not quite there yet. So probably another tablespoon. There we go. I'm just going to buzz it for another minute or two. So now we're just about at the consistency where we want it. As you can see, it is a little bit lighter than a mashed potato would be. And that's just what we want. So we're going to take this out, and then we're going to start our roasted red pepper one. So now we're just going to get our less mixed chickpeas that we took out earlier. Our mix, and we're going to add our red peppers and yellow peppers that were roasted earlier on as well, and just literally a 1/4 teaspoon of chipotle chili. That's just going to give it a little bit of a kick. Okay, and then we buzz again. So as you can see, the consistency of this one is a little lighter than the previous, because the water has come out from the red peppers and there's a little bit more oil in there. Okay, so we've been in there for about 5 or 6 minutes now. I'm just going to pull them out and see how they are. Yeah, that is absolutely perfect. And then we're just going to place them on our wire rack to cool down. And folks, there you have it. So there's your 2 different kinds of homemade hummus and your homemade tortilla chips. High protein, healthy snack. Enjoy.